everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps or ECAT sitting ominously in the background there. So I filmed Thursdays and Fridays over the weekend because just Thursday and Friday got so crazy for me, and realized I totally forgot to do this, so the sound was a little wonky, but I realized after I already uploaded it, and I was like, well, that happened. But it won't happen again, and the sound's going to get fixed on this anyway. But let's get right to today's recap, because that's why you're here. At General Hospital, Anna talks with Griffin. She wanted to be the one to gently break Claudette's death to him, and she even got him flowers, and she apologized that it didn't work out like that. And my light died. Alright, we're back. Griffin's still not convinced of Claudette's suicide, and then they talk a little bit about Valentine and her connection to him. She tries to make him think things through and to keep his cool and basically don't give Valentine any ammunition for what he wants to do. And she says her dossier is filling out. His name at the academy was Ivan Theodore, and she thinks Valentine was the arsonist that burnt down the school he went to, the boarding school, not like the college. She believes that Valentine used profits from jewel heists to pay for his surgeries, and he had severe disfigurements on his face and severe scoliosis. She knows that something happened at the academy that he's not telling her about, and she still has to figure that one out. At the floating rib, Nina brings Valentine to the floating rib, and they talk a little bit about Helena and Charlotte, and Anna comes in and interrupts, and she says that she understands why he held on to the old photo of her, and, that she inspired him to remake his life, and Nina asks what she's talking about after Anna leaves. At the PCPD, Kiki tells Nathan and Dante about Sam and Franco and the note. They're not treating it as an urgent matter per se, and Dante's going to work on the warrant, but Alexis comes in and says she's fully prepared to cooperate. She gives a statement, even saying she killed Tom Baker. Kiki tells Nathan about Franco's suspicions and just wants him to find Franco. She needs him to make sure he's safe, basically. She doesn't care if he's arrested on the spot. She just wants to know he's safe. Diane comes in to the interrogation room where Alexis is, and she's flummoxed, to say the least. And Alexis says she can't live like this anymore. It's too agonizing, and she doesn't want a lawyer. She just wants her friend, and just let her do what she needs to do. She got drunk with Tom Baker the night of November 11th, and she didn't know who he was at the time or anything he had done. She woke up in a motel room but was alone, and she had a blackout, and she's been having blackouts for months, including the night that Tom Baker was killed. And talking about that night, she recounts that she told him she wasn't interested. He grabbed her. She screamed. He pulled out the knife. She just raged and got the knife away from him, and she doesn't actually remember stabbing him. And Diane's like, whoa, 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 wait a second. And Alexis says that she only sees it in bits and pieces, and Diane says, well, maybe you didn't kill him. Dante asks if she remembers blood on her hands or clothes. She says she didn't see any, and Diane says this is self-defense anyway. So Dante's going to get a search warrant, and he shows her a picture to jog her memory, and it's Tom Baker's corpse on the ground. I just had flashbacks of pants on the ground. Remember 2009? Simpler times. And in Alexis's memory, she dropped the knife and kicked it away and left Tom Baker there still alive. And she tells Dante and Diane she didn't do it, and she ran away. At Seth's place, Seth is adamant that Elizabeth will never see Franco again. And she says the only reason he disappeared is if something happened or he died. Seth asks how she could trust him. And she says he's changed. He's worked really hard. He says, Tom worked hard too, and she says if Franco, in his eyes, if Franco couldn't be redeemed, then how could his brother be redeemed? Like, it doesn't make sense. And I don't know, he kind of goes back and forth, and then he mentions her mom was sick, and, she was happy to get her son back, new and improved, but ever since he was killed, her health is plummeting again. And Elizabeth says she has to go. She's sorry about his mother, and she's not trying to bring any more pain to the family. And he keeps saying that she'll never see Franco again. So as Elizabeth is leaving, she trips over a photo book with Kiki on the cover and is like, what now? It's like, see, now I know the word dossier. It's been used. I've known that word before, but it was used, so it's in my head. So it's basically like a scrapbook or dossier of, like, women in Port Charles, including Alexis and Elizabeth and Kiki, their addresses, details about their day, and Seth asks what she's looking at, and she shows him, and he says he's never seen it before. He thought his brother had gotten better, and Elizabeth is like, this is proof that he was still a predator. So Elizabeth says that maybe one of the women in there had reason to kill him, and like this would kind of explain why and show that he was not this rehabilitated person that he claims to be. At the storage unit, Franco doesn't know who did this to him. And he says that, Sam, she's worried about her mom. He tells her that about Alexis being at the bar and the picture of her and Tom at the bar. Sam looks at the picture of them together, and Franco says that he knows he didn't kill Tom Baker. And he says he didn't want to hurt her family anymore. And Sam asks if he's still going to protect Alexis. And Franco says that she would have had a really good reason to kill Tom. She would have had to, because she has such an amazing life to just like throw it away. It's like she wouldn't do that. And the police won't hear about Alexis from him. And then he starts coughing up blood, and the police arrive. Back at the hospital, Franco's been admitted. Kiki comes to see him, and he has to rest. Nathan says that the last he saw Elizabeth was when she followed Seth Baker out of the PCPD. Kiki leaves, and Franco is haunted by his time in the storage unit and those trophies. Where has he seen them before? Griffin mentions to Sam that Jason's doing better, and she's like, what? What do you mean he's doing better? He's here? What? And now end scene. So Anna asks that Valentine is direct with her in the future. I guess Anna didn't leave before. And then it says something in Latin, and like he'll know what it means because he's such a great linguist. And she takes her leave, and Nina's like, what's going on? It's almost like she doesn't really know the guy she married after 5 seconds. What are you going to do? Griffin tells Sam where Jason is, so she's headed to the 6th floor. Alexis says that she didn't see anyone else in the alley with her. She went to the motel parking lot to call a car service, which could be checked, and Diane says that. And Dante believes that Alexis didn't kill Tom Baker. Who's behind me? Oh, Star's behind me, but you can't see her. Where is she? Oh, you can't see her. And Nathan calls Dante about Franco, and Kiki tells him she's going to check on Elizabeth. Kiki tells or basically whoever finds Elizabeth first, like, check in. Franco is still haunted by the trophies, and then he remembers that he saw them in Seth Baker's house, and he knows Elizabeth is in trouble. On a side note, Star is, like, kneading on the pillow behind me and massaging my back, and I just wanted you to know that. Seth tells Elizabeth he should give the police the book, and he won't let her leave, and, it could be trouble, and, like, $5, maybe it's his book and not his brother's, and maybe, like, he killed his brother, and, like, that would explain another reason why he would lock Franco up in the storage unit, because then, like, they would focus on him and not focus on anyone else. So, like, what if he killed his brother? I mean, we know his brother was obviously, like, still sketchy, like, but what if they were, like, both sketchy? Like, and I don't know. I'm thinking out loud, but I didn't get all the way there. So, we have, I think, some points to give out. So, on the 27th, Sam finds a clue, Night Girl, that is a point. So, let me point that. Where am I going? Right here. And for the 30th, Sam finds Franco and helps. I'd say that's pretty on point because that happened today. So, point for that as well. And I think that's pretty much going to finish up all our predictions for January, since we only have tomorrow left. So if you want to play the Guess the Date game for February, we have plenty of stuff going on, including a lot of Valentine's Day guesses. So if you want to get those in, and we have stuff going on. So the standings right now, who has points? Bonnie Martell, 1 point. Rock Music, Love, 25, 3 points. Night Girl, 154, 2 points. And my mom, 1 point. Did I get a point? I have to check that, because I feel like I should have gotten a point by now. I ran this game after all. But thank you so much for playing the game and watching our videos. I know the December month in review still hasn't gone up, and I need to do that because now I'm going to need to do January too. So it's just going to be so much fun. I got 2 free weeks of Hulu, which definitely isn't, getting in the way of those plans. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I will end before I babble on too much longer, and I hope you have a great night. Bye.